Renowned John Steinbeck and published in 1937, an all-time favorite of many of its readers. It is a story that portrays friendship, dreams, hopes, plans, and loss. The purpose of portraying how difficult it was to live during the Great Depression and the difficult decisions people had to make, not only for themselves, but also for others. Do immerse yourselves in the play, but keep in mind this small question for later reflection. How far would you go for friendship? Enjoy the play. Working on ranches and factories in order to achieve their dreams, owning a small farm. The two men are very different. George was responsible and logical, while Lenny was childish and dependent. Nonetheless, they dreamt of a bright future.
George! George?
Yeah, what once?
Where are we going, George?
So you forgot the red, did you? I gotta tell you again, toy.
I forgot, George. I try not to forget. Honest to God, I did.
Okay, I'll tell you again. Might as well spend all my time telling you things, then forget them. What did you take out of your pockets? Come on, give it here.
It's on a mouse, George.
A mouse? A live mouse?
No, just a dead one. I didn't kill it though, George. I found it dead.
Give it here.
Oh. Let me have it, George.
Give it here. What do you want with that mouse anyways?
Could pet him while we walk it alone, George.
Well, you ain't petting no mice, so walk with me. You remember where we're going now?
No, forgot again, George.
Okay. We're going to look for work in a ranch, like the one we come up from north in weeks. We're going to go in and see the boss. Just stand there and don't say nothing. If you find out the crazy bastard war, you won't get the job. Got that?
Sure, George. I got it.
Okay, now when you get in, what are you going to do?
I ain't gonna say nothing, George.
Okay, good boy. You say that over and over again, just make sure you don't forget.
I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Okay? And you ain't going to do bad things. Got you in a lot of trouble. I got along so easy if I didn't hang you on my tail.
I wish we get the rabbits pretty soon, George.
Forget the rabbits. You can't even trust of a mice.
I remember a lady used to give me the mice.
Lady? Which lady? You can't even remember our own Aunt Clara. She stopped getting them to you because you always killed them.
They were so little, I had them, and pretty soon they bite me first. I pinched their heads, and then there was that. George, tell about us, George.
Well, guys like us, they're the loneliest guys in the world. They got no family. There ain't nobody that gives a hoot about them.
That's it. Now tell how it is with us, George.
With us, it ain't like that.
And why? Because I got you to look after me, and you got me to look after you, George. Go on, George.
You got it by heart, you can do it yourself.
No, you, George.
Okay. One day, we'll have enough money to buy a little house, a couple of acres, and we'll have a rabbit hutch.
The little bit of the land, George. And rabbits.
Yeah. One day, we'll have a bird patch, and we'll have some cows and some pigs and some rabbits. And when it rains in the winter, we'll just not work. We'll be fighting the stuff and stand around it. I ain't got time for no more, Lenny. If you get into trouble like I've always done before, I want you to come right here and hide the brush until I come for you. You got that?
Sure, George, I got it.
But I ain't gonna get in no trouble. Because if you do, I ain't gonna let 10 rabbits.
Gonna get in no trouble, George. Let's have different color rabbits.
Sure, well, shut up now.
Fala e continua. De modo diferente. Aí eu
As the sun was rising, George and Lenny reached the bunkhouse on the ranch, a long, rectangular building where their next job awaited for them. They shared the house with the other men working in the ranch, all with the same dream. The boss introduced himself and assigned their tasks. Candy, one of the workers, was older and hardworking, desperate for a change of life. He was congenial and helped the men around.
Well, sit down for a minute then. That's a hell of a old dog.
I had him ever since he was a pup. God, he was a good sheepdog when he was telling them, how'd you like the boss?
He seems alright.
He's a nice fellow, you gotta take him right.
Looking for trouble, came to the right place. Looking for trouble, looking right in my face. I was born to stand up.
Have you seen my old man?
He was just here a minute ago, Curly.
Are you the new guys?
We just come in.
Let the big guy talk.
We're supposed to don't want to talk.
My God, he's gonna talk when he's spoken to. What the heck are you getting into for?
Travel together.
Oh, so selling?
Yeah, stay away.
Well, next time you answer when you're spoken to.
What's his problem? What's his problem? Len didn't do nothing to him.
That's the boss's son. Curly hates big guys. He's always making scraps with him, kinda like he's mad at him because he ain't a big guy. To me, seems like he's been worse lately though. He got married a couple weeks ago and she's pretty. But she got the eye.
Married only 2 weeks, and she already got the eye?
Know what I think? I think Curly's married a tart.
He ain't first.
You look like an angel, walk like an angel, talk like an angel, but I got you're the devil in disguise.
I'm looking for Curly. You're the new fella that just come, ain't you?
Curly's wife lingers a while, trying to flirt, but George will have none of it. After she leaves, George yells at Lenny for staring at her. He reminds Lenny about the plan to hide in the bush by the pool if he gets in trouble. Carlson, a handsome but aggressive man, and Slim, the mule team driver, enter the bunkhouse and introduce themselves.
How's your dog doing, Slim?
She had 9 pups last night. We're gonna turn 4 of them right off because she couldn't feed them many.
5 pups left? Well, I've been thinking, the dog of Candy so old can barely walk, stinks something awful. If he only causes trouble, he might as well be dead. So I don't shoot him and give Candy one of the pups to raise.
No, I couldn't do that. I'm too long.
Tell you what, I'll shoot him, then it won't be you that does it.
The lunch bell rings, and the conversation is left for another time as the men file out of the bunkhouse. Candy is hesitant about killing the dog. However, the men manage to convince him to do so, since he knows it would be better for everyone. They agree to getting a new dog, and Lenny also gets excited about the idea of getting one of Slim's puppies. When Lenny and George finally came back to the bunkhouse, they sat down. They believed they were alone and had the time for themselves to wander off in their imaginations. George tells Lenny about the place they'll get, and the idea seems more tangible than ever. Candy interrupts, surprisingly, who thought they were alone.
You know what does a place like that?
What's that you?
They'll can me pretty soon. I'm too old to be working. You see what they did to my dog tonight? They say he wasn't no good to himself nor nobody else. When they can me, I wish somebody would shoot. But they won't do nothing like that. I ain't got no place to go. Can't get no more jobs. I got $350 I put in if you got a place. And I ain't much good, but I can cook, hold a garden, tend chickens.
Well, we only got $10 between us. But if we work for a month and don't spend nothing, we'll have $100. That'll make $450. I bet that'll be enough.
I'm gonna take my puppy.
Don't say nothing to nobody, Lenny. That's just between us three.
I didn't mean nothing, Slim. I was just asking.
Well, you've been asking too often, and I'm getting sick of it. If you're gonna look after your own wife, what do you expect me to do about
I
it?
just thought I might have seen her. That's all.
Why don't you just tell your wife to stay home where she belongs?
You keep out of this unless you want to step outside. What you laughing at? What you laughing at? Nobody laughs at me, George! George!
Yeah, George, let him do that to you. there's so many fighters now, we need the money.
Listen here, Curly. Listen here. I think you got a hand caught in a machine. If you don't tell nobody what happened here, we ain't going to. We'll just try to get this guys fired and tell everybody who beat you in the fights, and you got the left.
I won't tell.
Man, I would sure hate to have him mad at me.
Lenny was just scared. He didn't know what he was doing. Maybe you better wash your face though.
Você vai lá. Eu continuo pro lado, você vai lá pegar a bateria. Ah, eu ia pegar a bateria. Eu achei que era isso que você tinha falado.
Bruce, the Negro, had his bed in the harness room since he was not allowed in the bunkhouse. He had books and a few other material possessions since he was around for so long. He was a distant, aloof man who had his name from having a cookie bag for being hit by a horse. As he sat on his bed, Lenny wandered around while the rest of the men were in town and stood in the doorway.
You got no right to come in my room. This here's my room. Nobody got in right here but me.
Just came to see my puppies over there.
I ain't one of the bunkhouse you in. You ain't one here.
Why you want?
Cause I'm black. They play cards in there, but I can't cause I'm black. They say sing. Well, I'll tell you, you all sing to me.
Just came to see my puppy.
Come on, sit a while. You travel with George, don't you? He just talks. You don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah, sometimes.
Brooks tells him of his childhood in the chicken ranch where he used to play with the white children. Until he got kicked out. Lenny's mind is elsewhere, and he vaguely responds.
You don't need to specify talking and understand. Suppose George don't come back no more. What to do then?
George won't go away and leave. You know George won't do that. We're gonna have alfalfa for the rabbits.
What rabbits?
We're gonna have rabbits in a battery patch.
You're nuts. I've seen hundreds of men come by the same thing on their heads, and never got there of them ever gets.
Say, have you seen Lenny?
You mean the big guy? He's in here.
Tell you what, Lenny, I've been figuring out about the rabbits. And we can make some money off them if we go about them, right?
You guys just kidding yourselves. You talk a lot about it, but you won't get no land.
George says we are. We got the money right now.
The money's in the bank.
So you got it?
Have it all in a month.
I've never seen a guy really do it. If you guys want a hand to work for nothing, I can do it. I ain't so old.
Any of you boys seen Curly?
Curly ain't been here.
They left all the weak ones.
You got a husband. You got no call fooling around with other guys.
Tell me what happened to Curly's hand.
Why? He got caught in a machine. Buzz his hand.
Baloney, who buzzed him?
Got caught in a machine.
All right, what I care. You, how'd you get those bruises on your face?
He got his hand caught in a machine.
You leave the guy alone.
I had enough. You got the right to come in my room. You know what I could do? I could get you strung up on a tree so easy, it ain't even funny. I'm glad you busted Curly a little bit. Sometimes I like to bust him up myself.
The boys get home from supper, and George goes to look for Lenny.
Good.
He calls the men back to the bunkhouse, and Crooks is reminded that their dream is only a dream.
Can't you? Remember what I said about doing jobs? Well, forget it. Just do it. I wouldn't want to go no place like that.
Faz tudo, faz diferença. Eu cheguei lá e pensei que acabou a bateria. Eu vim correndo.
It was a Sunday afternoon. All the men were playing the horseshoes outside, but Lenny was inside the bars, angry about the death of the puppy.
Why you got to get cute? Was little as a mice.
What you got there, sonny boy?
George won't let me tend the rabbits now.
Why not?
Well, he said if I done any more bad things, he won't let me tend the rabbits.
Well, don't you worry about talking to me.
George says he shouldn't talk to you.
Ain't I got a right to talk to people? I could have been something, you know. I could have been in movies. I had offers. But I married Curly. Now I tell you, he ain't a nice fella. But tell me, what you got covered over there?
Here's my pup. I thought he was gonna bite me, and then he was dead.
Well, don't you worry. The country's full of dogs.
Yes, and maybe if I took this puppy and throw him away, George would never know. And maybe he could send the rabbits.
Don't you ever think of nothing but rabbits?
I'd like to pet nice things. Once in a fair, I seen some long hair rabbits. It was nice to pet. Sometimes I even pet mice.
I think you're nuts.
No, again, George says I am. I just like to pet nice things, soft things.
I think you're nuts, but you're a nice fella, just like a big baby. But I can see what you mean. Sometimes when I'm doing my hair, I like to stroke it because it's so soft. Here, you're right here. Just don't mess it up.
It's nice.
Okay, you can stop now.
No, let me feel.
Leave my hair alone.
Just a little bit.
Take your hands off my
Don't scream. Don't try to be mad at me. You've done another bad thing. George's gonna be mad at me. He won't let me tend the rabbits. I told him to hide in the brush if I done it more bad.
Lenny covers Curly's wife with hay. He runs out the back of the barn and goes to hide. The horseshoe game ends, and Candy enters the barn. He finds Curly's wife's body in the hay and runs to get George, who knows right away that Lenny killed her.
We have to let him get away. Curly's gonna lynch him.
Yeah, you're right, so will.
Me and you can still get that little place, can't we, George?
Well, I think I did all know it would never work. He used to talking about it so much, it made me think maybe it would.
He's such a nice fella. I don't think he could do this.
Len never done any meanness. All the time done bad things, he did one thing to me. But listen, this is what's gonna happen. I ain't gonna let them hurt Lenny. And go in the bunkhouse so they don't think I was in it. Then you come along and tell the guys about her. I'll join the crowds and make like I've never seen her.
Sure, George. I'll do that.
George goes to the bunkhouse, and Candy tells the other men what happened.
She dead.
My God, he killed her. I'm gonna get my shotgun, I'll shoot him myself. I'll shoot him right in the guts.
I guess Lenny done it, alright? Everyone else was playing horseshoes. Where do you think he went?
Well, we come from the north, so if we would have went south.
Stole my gun. It ain't my bag.
George, you're coming with us.
Kill Curly. But look, it's nuts. He didn't know what he was doing.
Of course I'll shoot him. He got Carlson's gun.
Curly takes off in search of Lenny, and all the men follow him, except Candy, who stays with the corpse of Curly's wife.
I watched them grow from me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Lenny makes his way down to the brush near the pool and waits there for George. He begins to think that George is going to leave him and gets scared. George comes quietly out of the brush.
You ain't gonna leave me. Are you, George?
No, I ain't, Lenny.
I knew. You ain't that kind, George. George, you've done another bad thing.
It don't make no difference.
We can go away, George. We'll go right off in the hills and find a cave if you don't want me.
No, Lenny. I want you to just stay right here with me.
George, tell me about us and the other guys like you've done before.
guys like us, they're the loneliest guys in the world. They got nothing to look forward to.
But not us, George. Tell how it is with us.
But not us, because I got you.
And you got me, George. Got each other, George.
Look across the river, lady. I'll tell you so you can almost see it. One day, we're gonna have enough money to buy a big house and a couple of acres, and we'll have some cows, and pigs, and a rabbit hutch for the rabbits! And I get to tend the rabbits, George! And you got to tend the rabbits, yes.
George, I thought you was mad at me, George.
No, Lenny, I ain't mad. I've never been mad. That's something I want you to know.
Okay, George, but when we gonna do it?
Gonna do it soon.
Let's do it now, George. Let's get the place now.
Sure. Right now.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, and the dreams that these dreams are once in a lullaby. My God, we got him! Right at the back of the head.
How'd you do it?
I just done it.
Did he have my gun?
Yeah, he had your gun.
And you took it away from him and you killed him?
Come on, George. Me and you will go get a drink.
Sure, a drink.
You had to, George. I swear you had to.
Hello everyone, I'm back from the dead. Okay, thank you all for coming, and we hope you enjoyed the play. And what would you do if you were in George's place? Would you allow Lenny to have a cruel death, or would you give him a soft death? So let's do the credits now. Firstly, Sophia Schmidt as the narrator. Anna-Carolina Bispo as sound effects. George,